Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? We are here for another giveaway night, and we have a special guest, Tyler Smith, with us tonight. We're going to talk about some things that he has going on in Indiana. So just before we start tonight, I do want to talk about a couple things. I want to say that if you have already won, or if you win a product from Window Magic Supply, please take a picture of that and email it to me. You should already have my email, but if you don't, it's joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com. And if you have won a tool, or if you win a tool from Window Cleaning Resource, please go to windowcleaner.com and leave them a review. They would really appreciate that. So Window Cleaning Resource and Window Magic Supply has given us these products for you to win on here every single week. So you can come back every week. If you don't win this week, you can come back next week. And Tyler Smith, the guest on tonight's show, actually has won the most, I would say, out of everybody else, because he has entered in the question first. I think he has the best internet, just my opinion, but you know, because there's no really way to cheat if he's the first one to answer besides his internet. So that's I'm just going to leave that right there. But yeah, so Tyler Smith, if you could just tell us a little bit about where you're at and how you got started, and then we're going to jump straight into the Window Magic Supply spin wheel.
Yeah, I'm from South Central Indiana, little town called Gatesville. No one really knows what it is. It's got a sign that actually says entering and leaving Gatesville. It's that small.
Yeah, I seen that. You sent that to me.
Yeah. I don't know. If you were here a few months back when they did the backstories, I didn't have a lot of money. COVID hit, lost my job, and saw a job posting for window cleaning, and they were paying on experience. So I went on YouTube and looked up a bunch of stuff, tried getting real good at it, and they stiffed me on the first interview, saying they were busy, and I decided I was just going to keep trying to practice it, and it was about 2 or 3 more times they ghosted me on the interviews. I said screw it, and I went and spent what little money I had, bought some cheap set from like Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever it was, and went out and walked around, basically like door-to-door salesman, knocking on every single person's door asking if I can clean their windows. I ended up making a little bit of money, and long story short, it just kept going. Now I'm here where I am, and I can full-time be a window cleaner.
That's pretty cool. So I think you were telling me whenever you applied for it, did they say that you had to have a little bit of experience or something, that you were like trying to practice or something beforehand, you're trying to get real good at it, and then they kind of stiffed you on it?
Yeah, it was. They asked me if I had any experience. I was like, yeah, I've cleaned some windows before. Just lying about it. But went on and checked some YouTube videos, and it was mainly Luke the window cleaner, and then Steve-O.
Heck yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a really cool story, though, man, how you got started. And you've been in business, what, about 1.5 years now?
Coming up on it, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think you said October was a full year, so a little over a year. But yeah, so we got some great topics tonight. We're going to get into a little bit more of Tyler Smith's story and kind of get a little bit of insight on his business, and maybe hear some goals that he has that can spark some ideas for you guys. But first, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the Window Magic Supply spin wheel. And Tyler Smith actually chose these questions, so we'll see who's going to be the first one to answer them, because obviously Tyler Smith can't be the first one like he normally is. So we'll go ahead and jump straight into the spin wheel. Here we go. right. Congratulations, whoever you are. You won the Wagtail Hip Dipper. And if you've been watching the show for a while, you know that this tool has been on here for quite some time. This tool is actually pretty cool. It comes with a couple of them. It's literally just like a bag, and you just put your mop in here. And I mean, it's pretty cool, but it looks like it's super cheap. I mean, it looks like what we here in California would pay 10 cents for at Stater Brothers or grocery store or something like that. But it's got a cool little thing on there that loops over. And yep, Wagtail Hip Dipper. Congratulations, whoever you are. Tyler, what number are we going with? We're going with the first person. We're going with the second person,
It's got to
third.
be the first.
Got to be the first person. Okay, there you go. So the first person to answer that correctly, that one is a little bit harder question. Because they don't even talk about that on the WCR. If you watch the video they talk about high slide, they don't even answer that for you. You actually kind of got to dig a little bit. So we'll see who used Google first, because you won. Maybe some people know that. If you use that product a lot, I have not even used it. They sent it to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not used it, but I've heard great things about it. So I did not know that. So I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't know that one. Whenever he sent it to me, I knew what it was, but I didn't know the correct answer. So congratulations, whoever you are. Let's go ahead and get into some topics, and then later on in the show, we'll do the WCR spin wheel. So, all right, Tyler. So, you already answered where you're at and how you got started. My next question would have to be residential or commercial. What is your favorite, or do you just do one or the other, or do you do both?
I'd say being the first year, it's probably about 90-10 commercial work. I pay my bills with my routes.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's like that the first year. I think I had Domino's, a bunch of pizza places when I first started, and I would look at those like there's no way I'd go and do that because they wouldn't even pay my minimum now. But as you grow, you'll see that you'll have to have like some kind of minimum or something. But it's really good that you got started your first year. You're 90%. You're starting to get into the residential, and you'll probably experience more of the residential the more you do commercial because it's weird. It seems like the more commercial you do, you'll actually start getting more residentials because they'll start wanting you to do their house and all that, and then you'll end up being a little bit cheaper than most people because you are just starting. So you kind of got a little bit of the upper hand there. So my next question for you is, what's the weather like in Indiana? Like, what conditions are you working in typically?
Yes, all of them
You get all 4 seasons, huh?
in the same day.
In the same day. So you got that bipolar weather, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, then you get into the freezing water and having to deal with all that. So I had somebody ask in my window cleaning group. I don't have to deal with that in Southern California. It is like so rare. If it freezes here, I'm like sketched out a little bit because it never freezes. It's always like 40 or above. I mean, sometimes it freezes, but not typically. I mean, I can't tell you the last time that it was below freezing here in California. So we just use water and soap or whatever we want. It's not a big deal. But I had somebody ask, what ratio would you typically use for below freezing temperatures, and what do you use? So I'll ask that to you. What have you used the past year since you've been starting? What have you learned on YouTube? Because I'm sure you've learned a lot of this stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. Basically the simplest answer, just use windshield washer fluid. If it's kind of cold freezing, I don't know, I'd say eyeball it about a third to a half. If it keeps slushing up on you, just keep adding more. If it's freezing, like 10 degrees outside, just dump the whole bottle in there.
I got you. And don't use any water.
No, I don't use any water.
So what
And you
is
might,
what is your favorite solution? Like
um,
even
I
even
mean,
through the summertime.
I was using Ajax for a long time, Ajax and just straight water. But then I came on to Clorox dish soap. It's got a little bit more of a slick, like slimy feel to it. But I've been messing around trying to mess with my own soap, but still working on that.
Yep, I remember whenever my first year, I had this soap that I was gonna sell and everything, and I started looking into like what all goes into it when you want to sell your own product like that, and it is a lot of work. I mean, I started looking at labels and bottles, and I wanted to have like the sprayer be like an elephant. Like I had it all like in my head. I had it like planned out, and then I decided not to do it because I remember somebody was telling me like you got to have a lawyer because there's a risk that somebody can drink it and all that, and I was like, ah, you're already too far gone for me. But I started making the solution for my clients because they'll have dogs and stuff like that. And so I'll just be like, hey, like, give me a squirt bottle and wash it out, and I'll make a little solution for you, which is really just water and soap. You know what I mean? And then just explain to them that it's typically the dryer and the washer that, or whatever you're washing your stuff with, and or if you're using a dryer to dry your towels, that's typically what's going to leave the smears. It's not typically the solution that you're using. But you know, that's just
Clubs,
one.
fabric softeners.
Yeah, fabric softener's bad news. Oh man, you can't use. No, you learn. See, people learn that. That's just some things that you got to learn over time. But that's pretty cool. So, all right. And so, what kind of overhead have you had your first year in business?
I mean, with it being the first year, they didn't have that much. It's just get what I needed to get by. So
How
I
did you
didn't.
go about doing, like, whenever you started your business, like, kind of what was the process of your first year? Like, obviously you got a business name, you got the logo, like, what was the kind of the process that you had to go through your first year?
It was definitely a learning process. I went and I did a couple places, and I already had the business name, and then I never even thought about going to get like the name certified or however it is, the DBA for it.
Hmm.
I was just taking it to the personal banks, and they were checking them, and then all of a sudden they're like, we can't do that anymore. So I had to go get a DBA at my local county office and set up a banking account, and it was just for like the overhead and stuff. Whatever money came in, I kept a little part of it. I just scraped it off, and then put it in the business account. Kept it all for what I needed it for.
And so what's the name of your business? Is that Window Warrior? Is that the name of your business?
Yeah,
Cool. And so are you planning to go a little bit beyond? So you're obviously a sole proprietor right now, right?
yeah.
Okay, so do you plan on taking it any further, that S corp or C corp or anything like that, LLC? Do you have any plans, or have you looked into any of that?
I mean, it's something to look into, but I haven't looked far into it much. I've just been worried about what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Just
Typically,
taking a couple months at a time.
yeah, that's typically where you're at now. Just be a sole prop, man. It took me like 3 or 4 years before I became an S corp. And I only did it for tax reasons. But eventually, you'll get like an accountant and a business attorney and all those things, and they'll kind of help you with that. Do you do your own taxes, or do you have like already a tax guy?
Uh, Both. I tried doing my own taxes. It didn't work out very well, so he got me a lot more than what I was gonna get.
Cool. Yeah, having a tax guy definitely will help you out tremendously. And then just kind of, if you stick to the same tax guy, I don't really recommend like getting like the H&R Block people and stuff like that. They will get you kind of jacked up a little bit. But if you have like a tax guy, I would just talk to him about it as you grow your business, and just make sure that you're getting all the tax benefits that you can, because sometimes it might make more sense to go ahead and become an S corp, and you can do that like at the end of the year, and still, it'd be ready for January or whatever. That's what I ended up doing last year. So I've been in S corp for a year, and well, coming up on a year and a month, I guess, because I did it at the beginning of December last year. And that's actually when I started my YouTube, is when I became an S corp. But yeah, so I mean, you're doing really good. I watch you on TikTok. I see you on TikTok a lot, and obviously I see you on the show on giveaway night, and I'm friends with you on Facebook. But typically, you're doing really good on your TikTok. I mean, I think you have like over 1,000 followers already, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's just under 1,200 right now.
See, that's pretty good. I think I got like 200, but I don't follow people, so that's my thing. I think I'm following like 70 people or something. I have like 200. But yeah, man, you've done really well on there. Actually, I see, I have message alerts I see on my TikTok from where you're going live and stuff, and I think you have to get up to 1,000 before you can even go live. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
that was.
if people want to find you on TikTok, how do they find you?
It's just the Window Warrior.
Cool. The Window Warrior. Is it like what's your logo look like and all that? Because I know is it the shield now? Because I think before it was blue.
It's that one
Okay, cool.
right there.
The tip of your finger is like it's like foggy. That was pretty cool. Right, cool. So yeah, if y'all want to go and check out his TikTok, he has some really cool videos. A lot of his videos are more on the commercial side, but he also does reviews on tools and things like that. And a lot of tools he's went in on here, and so he just goes on there and leaves a review. And I really appreciate that. But it's cool to get to see it used in action after it's been here, and then I give it away. But yeah, so go ahead next to the next question. Let's see. Is there any big companies in your area that have been like super successful that you've seen? I mean, obviously you were trying to apply for a company. Are they a bigger company, or are they more like a just a local mom and pop shop?
Yeah, there's about three big, like big groups around here that do the like 3 or 4 states. But there's a Fish, obviously.
Yeah, everybody knows Fish.
Yeah. I think one's called Crystal Clear, and then the one that I was gonna work for, but they ended up jump starting my own business was
Should be thankful for them, man. Should
yeah.
be.
I mean, got me. If it wasn't for them doing that, then I'd probably be working for them, sticking off the side of a building doing high rise work.
Man, that's crazy. But at least you're doing your own thing, man, and it's pretty cool that you got that experience. So, and all of us out there that are struggling to find employees are thinking, man, if we just had somebody like to apply and wanted to show up and work and had the same enthusiasm that you had, like, man, we can't find nobody. It's really hard to find people right now. It is really hard to find people, but there are people out there. It's just finding them. That's all it is. It's just finding the right people, and but yeah, that's pretty cool that you were able to start your own business. So yeah, thank God that they didn't do that, because you wouldn't even be where you're at right now. And and it kind of pushed you. I'm sure it seemed like it kind of pushed you to be like, man, I can do this on my own. That's pretty
I mean, I
cool.
watched enough of it. I was like, I know how to do this.
It's not
Just find it
it's not
myself.
rocket science. We're not building spaceships
Put
and
water
stuff.
on a window and taking it off.
Yeah, put it on and take it off. That's it. It's easy, and it can be fun. But I think it's funny because I think our industry is overlooked by so many, and it's everywhere. Window cleaners are everywhere, but I think that a lot of people don't even realize. I never realized. Before I started getting the request to do windows, I never realized that window cleaning was ever a thing. Like I sometimes I still can't believe that it's a thing. But the more houses I go to with really pretty views, I understand why they need them, because I see them trying to do their own, and it just smears all over it, and or the cleaning ladies trying to do it. It's a profession for sure, and it takes somebody. You got to be detailed. You got to have good vision too. That was one thing, because I had my cousin out here from Alabama when I first started my business. He kind of helped me a little bit, and he had really bad vision. I never even knew he had bad vision until we were cleaning windows. Because I was like, man, how do you not see that bug right there? How do you not see this right here, man? How are you going to leave that on the window right there? Like, how did you not detail that off? Like it wasn't there for him. He just couldn't see it. So I realized that was the thing. And then it was funny because my employee said cutting your fingernails was the big thing for him, that he realized when he first started cleaning windows that he couldn't do it if his fingernails were too long. It was hard for him to clean the tracks and to clean the windows with long fingernails. So who would have thought? But I didn't realize that because I cut my nails pretty regularly because my nails get really long quick. My hands are huge. But
But yeah, talking about how people don't even think about window cleaning. That's basically what I had to deal with my whole friends and actually my parents mostly. They're like, "You're not gonna make any money cleaning windows." And here I am, a year later, struggling from home.
You'd be surprised how much money you can make cleaning windows.
Because my dad's an old country boy from down in the middle of Kentucky in the hollers,
Yeah.
and he's like, "They pay you that much to go clean a window."
Yeah. My family's the same way. I mean, they can't believe it. I mean, because they're in Alabama, like same situation, man. Country boy, like I can't believe they. I mean, we never even looked at the windows because you can't see it through them, and they might get blown out by a tornado or something next week, So you never know. That's so funny.
Yeah, he
Um,
said he's gonna retire in the next couple of years, and I'm gonna be he's gonna be my first employee.
it's not a bad idea, man, because I mean, I see all different kinds of age groups being able to do it. But it's a profession, though. People don't realize it. Like, until they get out there and put their hands on the window and hands on the glass and realize that there is techniques that you want to know, and you don't want to be repetitive with your motion because it can hurt you. And it's definitely a physical job. you're moving a lot, you want to stretch, your diet and all that. The harder you're working and the more temperatures and stuff you're probably having to deal with. We have to deal with a really hot summer, so we have to be very careful about what we eat. We have to make sure we're hydrated. We have to be conscious of all that. A lot of times we're setting alarms on our phone and stuff to make sure we're going and getting water. But yeah, just dealing with all that stuff, people don't realize that part either. They think it's, like in their head, it's literally just like wiping a mirror off in their head, But over time that doesn't go so well. So you want to make sure that's why you want a squeegee and not just towel everything, because it's
Yeah,
just
they get to clean their windows inside where it's air conditioning. They don't
yeah.
ever go on the outside of it.
Man, I before moving here, man, I swear I'd never even seen anybody really clean windows. I think my grandma used to like clean mirrors because she was a house cleaner. So my grandmother had her own business cleaning houses, and my grandfather he had a painting houses. So he painted and she did the cleaning. But I don't remember. I remember her cleaning mirrors a whole lot, and maybe like the slider glass door, but I don't really remember even cleaning the inside of windows, man. But most of them were painted shut. It's old houses here. You know what I'm saying? It's not even.
That's how it is here. All these windows, they're all wooden, rotted.
Yeah.
Those are always the ones that's like, be careful with that window.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to touch it.
Yeah, and sometimes people, even out here, man, I go out to some of the houses that are on the side of a mountain and stuff, and they don't realize, that I'm about to go in and clean their tracks and everything. And I go and I'm like, hey, I can't get this window open. They're like, no, I was just expecting you to clean the glass. I didn't really expect you to clean all the tracks and everything. But we include the tracks. So, typically we just say, hey, we include it. But there are weird ones, man. That's some of the Pella windows that are older. The frame of them, they're falling apart. And the wooden Pella storm windows are, man, those are a pain in the butt, especially when those pin. Do you deal with storm windows at all out there?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I,
all of them.
I was about to say, I bet every house out there is a storm window.
Yeah.
Do you
My
know?
parents, they got the old storm window, and then they got the old wooden flip up, so they're all painted with like 5 different layers of paint.
I don't know why. And I in Alabama, because my cousin and them, they still do painting, and they paint the whole window. That's what they told me. Because I asked them, I said, "What do y'all do on the window? Do y'all tape them up? Like, what do y'all do?" And he said, "We paint the whole window and then razor blade around the frame and then just peel it off." And I was like, dang, I didn't even think about that. That's actually pretty smart. But he said that's how they paint windows when they go to paint windows. And he literally said they just peel it off like a sheet. I was like, man, some people need to take notes because I come out here and there's just like paintbrush marks, not even trying. Like, especially on French panes, those are the worst. Like when people try to paint French panes.
Yeah, I know. I don't know about out there, but I know around here there's people that's starting to use that what is it? That like that latex spray stuff where it literally just paint over it and they just peel it off in a film.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's spraying whenever he does French paint. He sprays them all. He just paints it over the whole thing. Yeah, the latex paint. That's exactly what he does. But because I asked him, I was like, man, how do y'all do that? Because this is annoying. Like they need to take notes out here. But I think in California the paint is a lot different. I'm not real sure out here. I mean, most of the time I've seen painters because I work behind a lot of painters. They do tape. They tape everything up. So that's typically what I'm seeing. I'm scraping a lot of tape off, and especially in the corners, it's like paint and tape, and then it's already been dried. So when you try to get that, then it's starting to peel up the paint. It's a pain in the butt, like for sure. So I do want to ask you, what have been your favorite tools over the past year, like to use?
I I wasn't really into Sorbo until I started winning stuff from you, and then now that's kind of taken over all my whole tool belt. But I'd say the one I use the most is probably that Viper.
The ultralight or the actual Viper?
The wide body Viper.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. I still end up going back to the red, white, and blue. I don't know, man. I think just because the rubber, it's like I gotta cut it, or I don't know. Maybe I don't have to cut it, but
Still
you
got
can.
this one.
You
And been putting the
that's it.
handle yet.
That's my favorite channel right there. The Lightning. Or is that the Viper or the Lightning? Because they only had a few of the Vipers that were that color. Was that the Lightning? It was like
That
foggy
was
on
the
the ends.
lightning. Yeah, that was the one that I got from you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's the one that's in my logo. Like on my logo up there, that squeegee that's behind the yellow thing is the Lightning.
I mean, while I'm back here, I guess I can already show you what I told you I was gonna do.
Oh, that's cool. It's all blurry because your background. That's so cool. I need to do that. I need to have mine like that.
But
That's super cool. I appreciate that, man. That's respect there. What's the biggest thing you've learned the past year, like with your
don't,
business?
I don't know, don't listen to what a client tells you.
To my the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy, this is how this works.
Yeah, I've
Just
had
stand your ground on it.
yeah I've had that happen. We had this customer was arguing with me about a rug. Like we were trying to put a ladder up to get to a window inside, and they were trying to tell me that I could. They didn't want me to move the rug, and I was like, I can't put my ladder right here unless I move the rug. And he's like, Nah, man, it's got something underneath it. It'll stay. And then literally, like Robert goes up, I'm holding it, and the guy standing behind me, we're all on the rug, and the rug starts going, and we all start going. And luckily, we just slid down a little bit, but it was scary enough to be like, okay. And then immediately he was like, "Yeah, you can move the rug." I was like, "That's what I thought. Like, if you want me to go up there, I gotta move the rug. Like, I know better than to do that." But no, I can feel that. But it's hard. It's hard to be like you're wrong and I'm right. You know, especially when you're standing right there in front of them. But when you
Yeah.
know, you know. And sometimes I try to tell you how to do your job. I'm sure you ran into that.
Yeah. And it's always the people that come off as like super sweet first. I don't know if that's just me. But the people you always think that you're gonna have problems with, they're always just like, here's a check, just pay whatever you want to be paid.
Oh man, they don't do that out here. They put the number, but they might not put the business name because they might think you want to put it in your name or something. But no, they won't do that out here. They won't give you a blank check. That's going
Yeah, I'm
hard.
not here on this. I live on, I guess it'd be a private lake, but it's in a conservancy, and it's literally just a bunch of retired people in big giant $1 million houses on a lake. I don't live on the lake in $1 million house. I live where you can see it from the corner of it, but I'm off the road.
It's like if you were a drone and you went up, you could
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. When the leaves fall off the trees, you can see the water.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you. That ain't too far. Um, so what are some of the goals that you have for this coming year or this year that we're in now? Because here we are. It's probably what the eighth now when this show's airing. It's the second. If anybody's wondering, we're actually doing this on a Sunday night. So here we are. But yeah, it's the new year. So what goals do you have for this new year?
Uh, I mean, it might sound like a lot to a lot of people, but me being the first year, my first plan was just to be like make positive on my sales and all that. But I guess this year, I probably want to make around 45,000. And again, that might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but that's a pretty good chunk of change around where I'm living.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different in every location. Um, I think 45 is a pretty good number. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even in California, my first year I made 50. The second year I made 85. So I mean, it wasn't, and that's not that's total. What kind of profit? What kind of profit margin are you wanting to have next year? Because I know it took me 3 years before I made any kind of profit.
Well, I mean, I don't have any employees, so I'm not paying much, but my tools and gas,
Yeah,
insurance. Besides that, anything else is I'll take a percent off the top of what I make, and the rest of it goes in the business account.
yeah,
Because I
that's
know if I have the money in my account, it's going to get spent.
that's how it works, man. That's why I gotta have like 7 different bank accounts. I actually talked about that one night on a show, or I think I made a video about it or something. I think I talked about it on the show, but yeah, that's why I got like 7 different bank accounts because it's like a mind game. If you think you got a whole bunch of money, you just want to buy more tools and buy more stuff. But for me out here, the costly part, man, is not even really employees. The costly part is into all the insurances and stuff, and the taxes out here are just ridiculous. And the team that you have to have. Like I have a safety team, I have HR, payroll. Like you have to pay for all these different services. That's probably my biggest overhead. But my first year, my biggest overhead was probably just like paying my way. I'm having to buy new tools. I didn't have anything. And so just experimenting with tools, probably like how you did last year.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't
man,
have had a lot. I wouldn't have had nearly as much as what I had if it wasn't for you and this here.
I know. Well, I didn't have this, so I had to buy my tools. But I'm glad that I was able to help, man. That's why I'm actually doing this. I've been saying that the whole time I've been on here. I want to help people, and so it's really cool to see that I was able to help you. And I turned you on to Sorbo, not intentionally, but you just kept winning Sorbo products. So I just happened to have a bunch of Sorbo products, but I love Sorbo products, and me and you have talked about this outside of everything. We've talked about how Sorbo is just an awesome guy because he reached out to you. I actually got you in contact with him because you were having some issues with some Sorbo stuff, and he can help you. He's legit, man. Sorbo's a really good guy, and he stands behind his products
Yeah,
more
he's
more than anybody I've seen, in this industry. So I have a lot of respect to him. And not all of his tools are my favorite, not to downgrade him at all. But that's like that with every company that's in the window cleaning industry. There's tools that I don't like, and there's other people that love those tools. So my opinion is just my opinion. It's just that.
yeah.
But
Just that short call I got from him. He sounds like he's really passionate about what he does, so it makes
oh,
it a
he
lot
is.
different than just pumping stuff out just to sell it.
Yeah, sometimes I like to mess with him. I'll send him videos of me doing Windows, and then he like sends me a whole book on everything I did wrong. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be the best window cleaner out there. I don't want to claim to be the best or nothing. I'm just cleaning the window, man. I'm just having fun at work, just playing around with different squeegees and stuff. But he is very technical about everything. He understands like the science of it, but he's been doing it like 90 years. I mean, so I think honestly, I think he said he had been doing it for 50 years. I think he had been cleaning windows for 50 years, and he's still cleaning windows. Like he has the Sorbo products line and everything, and he's still out there hustling and cleaning windows.
Yeah, I know
So
he gave me a little lesson on the phone, telling me how like if you just do like the regular fanning technique or something, then he had it down to a math like to the decimal point. You go this far, how many feet, and if you do it a certain other way, it was you cut it in a third.
yeah, that's what he was telling me too. He was like, "You had 37 strokes when you could have only had 6," and I'm like, "What?" But I understand what he's saying. And a lot of times he wants me to use that bigger squeegee, but he showed me. He really showed me and like gave me the perfect tips for the 36-inch squeegee, and I'm getting really good with a 36-inch. But obviously, you can't use the 36-inch on every single window. But a lot of the commercial jobs I have, I mean, I get them done like that with a 36-inch. I mean, there's no, it's just whoosh, whoosh, and you're done because the 36-inch squeegee, it actually, you could start on this side and go this way, slide it down and go that way. It squeegees from both sides, and a lot of people don't know that. And you can clean, I mean, you're getting what, 72 inches in like just a few seconds by two swipes, and he came up with that. He's also got these like cool tools with like little 1 inch or 2 inch for French
The little
panes.
French pan thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that thing is hot, man. I want to try that. And I want to try the leaf cart too. I've been telling him all this. I'm like, man, I want to try all this, but I've been so busy. I haven't been able to try anything. I've been off for a whole month, so I just have all the footage that I had. That's why I haven't made any TikToks or anything because I haven't been out on the job. I've been taking care of my baby, and you know what all I've been doing. I've been talking to you. It's been crazy over here.
yeah.
But yeah, so now that we know some of the goals that you have for this next year and everything, I really appreciate all the information that you gave us. Is there like one little bit of nugget maybe that you learned that you would like to share with somebody that's just starting out? Maybe they just started their business a couple months ago, or maybe they're watching this a year from now, and they're just starting their business because people do sometimes find this stuff randomly. So if you had one little bit of advice that you could give, what would that be?
I don't know. It kind of sounds like Confucius says, but if you ask 100 places, 99 people are going to say no, and that one person that says yes is going to get you more work.
That's good advice. Because don't give up. Because they're going to tell you no. I've had so many people. I've knocked on people's door, and they're like, "We don't." Because I used to say, "I'm trying to give you a positive experience with a clear view. I can clean. I can fix your screens, and then I can clean your windows." And then there was people that are like, "We don't need no positivity in here," and slamming the door. So I would not knock on doors now because of COVID and all the crap going on. But back then it was okay to knock on doors, but I still got the door slammed in my face and stuff. But yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the WCR spin wheel. We are running at about 36 minutes right now. So we'll jump into this spin wheel, and then we're going to go ahead and close out tonight. I really appreciate everybody still hanging in there with us and watching the show every week. I really appreciate y'all. But now we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the window cleaning resource spin wheel. All right. Congratulations, whoever you are out there. You have won the Mowerman 2.0. Now, this does not come with the channel. So you got to get the channel if you want to be able to use this. I'm sorry, but it did not come with the channel. So it comes with the 18-inch pad and then the 2.0 handle, which I love this handle. This handle can be used for multiple uses. I got in trouble for putting a Sorbo. I got in trouble for putting a Sorbo channel on here by a couple people because it will break if you put it on. So you might see me in my videos using one, and if you do it right, you can do it right and it don't break. But if you don't, it will break. So I can't promise you it's not going to break if you try to slide a Sorbo squeegee channel in there. But I always have problems with trying to use any other size. It always slides in there without tape. It doesn't work. Just my opinion. But yeah, so I have used this tool for quite a while. This is part of my Ren Tuck Mow. So congratulations, whoever you are. Maybe you want to make a Ren Tuck Mow out of this. You can go back and watch my video on how to make it. So, yep, congratulations, whoever you are. Tyler, which one are we going to choose? We going to do the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, what?
It's got to be the first.
It's got to be the first. Okay, so
first, last.
First person that answered that correctly, congratulations. That's what you get. You get the 18-inch connector for the channel, and then you get the 2.0 handle. So congratulations, whoever you are. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I really appreciate everybody's time. I am taking donations because I'm trying to get it to where we can have cash prizes on here to help people out that might need cash more than tools. I know I have run into that situation plenty of times where it's like, I got everything I need, but I kind of need a little bit more extra cash. So we are taking donations for that reason, and also to help pay for shipping, because there are people out there that are not paying for shipping. I've messaged you, you're not giving me the money, and I'm holding, there's a couple people that actually have won, and I'm holding your tools until you pay for shipping, because I'm not going to keep sending you stuff if you don't pay for your shipping. So just pay for the shipping, man. Help me out. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. And if you win something from Window Magic Supply, send me a picture. If you won something from Window Cleaning Resource, go on there and leave a review. And obviously come back here every Friday night and tell us your experience about the tools that you're winning on the show. Tyler, would you like to say anything else?
I mean, all I got to say is follow me if you're on TikTok. That's about all I got.
You won't be sorry. He really edits and spends time on his videos, and it's really good content on there. That's why he's got over 1,000 people on there. I try to tell him that, but he's pretty humble, so he's not hearing that. He just thinks that he got lucky with the algorithms or whatever, and he pushed the button at the right time or something. So, but I think it's great content, so go check him out on TikTok, The Window Warrior. So, hope y'all have a blessed week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week on another giveaway night. It's Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So I don't know where you're at, but I'm in California. I'm in Southern California, and it's 7 o'clock at my time every single Friday night. So same time as it is right now that you're watching this, we'll be on here every single week. As long as I'm not sick or something crazy going on, but I'll even then make a short little video or whatever. But all right, we all have a blessed night. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.